Hey guys, welcome back to the Sullivan family. So it is Monday morning. Well, no, actually it's not. It's Monday lunchtime. And I have a hospital consultant checkup in about 15 minutes. So I'm now 36 weeks. I was 36 weeks yesterday, or Friday if I go by my dates. So I'm 36 weeks. This is another scan and another chat with my consultant. So yeah, I'm feeling a bit nervous today actually, not because I think anything, you know, bad or anything like that, but just purely because of the whole situation with the hospitals. And I know that I had a chat with my midwife the other day, and she's sort of very much that as long as everything is straightforward, that I can, you know, push for 𝙵𝙵𝙼𝙸, just stand my ground and say, you know, I want to have this baby at 𝙵𝙵𝙼𝙸, etc., etc. When all the advice is to have, you know, travel the 2 hours and go to Aberdeen. But I know that it's something that my consultant won't be on board with, because he does want me to go to Aberdeen, and he's sort of following obviously all the guidelines. But I'm worried that I won't make it to Aberdeen. Obviously, I've talked to you guys about this lots and lots of times before. So it's just an ongoing kind of scenario, really. So, yeah, I'm feeling quite anxious about it today. I'm quite nervous about it today. Just because I know I'm going to have to stand my ground, and I'm not very good at standing my ground. I'm good in theory, you know, behind the scenes, when I'm telling the kids to stand up for themselves, or when I'm you know, telling myself even, or when I'm writing it, I'm good at it. But when I'm actually face to face with somebody, I find it really difficult to stand my ground, and I don't like confrontation. I don't really like arguing. So I find it, you know, really, I've always been kind of the type of person that just goes, yeah, I can do that. And yeah, I can do that. And I'm getting better as I'm getting older in not always going, yeah, I can do that. And, you know, no, actually I can't do that. But I still find it quite difficult to have that confrontation, and to say sort of, no, actually I don't want to do that, I want to do this. So anyway, lots of mixed emotions, but at least there's lots of car parking spaces. It's not so bad when you come at lunchtime, because there's loads of spaces to park. It's just very hot. It's really sunny today, but I'm just like overheating all the time at the moment, which isn't like me, because I'm normally freezing all the time. But yesterday I was hot as well. Just hot all the time. Anyway, I'm gonna go in, and at least I get to see the baby, so that's nice. I get to see the baby on the scan. So yeah, I'm gonna go in and be brave. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, so I'm all done. That was like the quickest I've ever been in and out. There was hardly anybody in there, so I was straight in for a scan, straight in for blood pressure and everything, and then straight in to speak to the consultant and out. Quick as that. I don't even know what time it is actually. Anyway, so this is, see, little baby face. If you can see it very well, see the little baby face. It just looks just like the others. It's got the same nose. Got the same nose and the same mouth. Just looks exactly like a baby Sullivan. In fact, it looks like Joseph, the little nose, but then they all look the same. You can always tell a Sullivan. So anyway, actually that went really well. I was really nervous, and I've been really anxious about, like I was saying, about kind of standing my ground and saying what I want. But so the consultant sort of said, you know, everything looks fine. The baby it was just below the 50th centile. Now it's nearer the 75th centile. So it's got a bit of a chunky tummy, weighing about £6.5, I think, at the moment, which actually was what Isabel was 6'9", I think, when she was born. So it's not far off what Isabel was when she was born, but she was a twin. So weight and everything, growth, all doing really well. Everything else is doing fine. Everything's just as it should be. And he obviously said, you know, so you're going to be birthing at Aberdeen. And I said, well, whereas normally I would say, yeah, you know, whatever the guidelines kind of state, knowing full well that that isn't what I want, but kind of going along with it because that's kind of what I'm told to do. This time I kind of said, well, actually, no, I really want to birth here at Dr. Gray's. And he sort of said, I thought he was going to be really kind of against it and really, no, you can't do that. And, you know, you need to go to Aberdeen. But he said, if I'm adamant, then there isn't much they can do to kind of sort of say no. They can't obviously change the guidelines because the guidelines state that I should be going to Aberdeen. So they can't change any of that. They can't kind of say yes you can, but equally he said I can't tell you that you can't. So he said obviously you have to understand all the risks, which I've spoken with my midwife about. You know, you have to understand the policies and all that sort of stuff, which I do. I've read about it. I've spoken in length to people. I've spoken in length to my midwife. So I understand all of that. But he sort of said, you know, looking at all the things that would be a worry, everything looks fine. So the reason I'm on the red pathway is mainly because of the amount of children that I've had. Obviously I've had cesarean, but that was 2 pregnancies ago, and both of those pregnancies have been fine, and they've both been natural births after cesareans. So there's been no problem there. My age, but again, I was 40 when Joseph was born, so, you know, 42. I'm 43 actually. I'm not 42, 43. I was thinking Joseph's not 2. So, you know, he said there's no real triggers that sort of say no, you most definitely must not, other than the fact that I'm on the red pathway, and that should direct me to Aberdeen. So in a roundabout way, obviously he said I need to speak to the midwife, who needs to speak to the team, and, you know, tell them that this is what I have to understand, that the risks are on me, which I do. But, you know, judging on my other births, which have all been straightforward, other than the twins, which was a total, you know, that was something completely different. Judging on all my other births, I mean, Agnes was born at Dr. Gray's, so that's only like 4.5, nearly 5 years ago. And probably my most positive birth experience that I've had was with Agnes here at Dr. Gray's. It was lovely, and that's what I want to replicate again with this one. So yeah, obviously I've said, you know, I understand every if there is any issue at all whatsoever medically, any problems with the baby, anything like that, then yes, I know I've got to go to Aberdeen, and that's a done deal. But if it's just going to be a straightforward birth, then I really want to be able to come to Dr. Gray's. So I think that's kind of put my mind at ease. Obviously there isn't anything that can say yes you can, definitely. They're not allowed to say that, and they can't advise me of that. But equally, like my midwife said to me, you can, you know, you can stand up for yourself as well and say I don't want to do that, or, you know, they can't tell you where you have to go, sort of thing. So it's all a bit of such a grey area. It's such a worry. But I do feel much better now, because I know in myself that I'm healthy, I'm fit, I'm on my feet all the time. You know, I've got every chance of just having a normal delivery, as I did 10 years ago, 15 years ago with Elizabeth. So I know that, and it shows that I do. You know, so yeah, anyway, I'm happy. So anyway, I've got to go back in 3 weeks time, which, if I make it to 3 weeks time, will be 39 weeks. I don't know if I will make it that far. We shall find out. Joseph was 38 weeks, but then Agnes was 39, so we shall see. We'll just have to wait and see. As he said, it's just monitoring now until the baby's here, so that's 3 weeks time. You know, if there was any major worries, they'd be seeing me weekly, so that's kind of another tick in the box that they don't see any particular problems. So that's great. I'm happy. So yeah, I'm off back home because Olivia is on her way back. She'll be back soon. And yeah, so it's just a quick update from me, just a quick update with, you know, what is going on with the baby, what is happening with the consultant and everything else, and it's just waiting now, just baby waiting. But I'm just glad to see its little face and to know that everything's okay. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. We will be back again with, I think we're going to try and do a question and answer one this week, depending on, you know, we're kind of just taking each day as it comes at the moment because we don't know what's going to happen. So yeah, drop us a comment, give us a like, subscribe if you are not already subscribed, and we will see you in the next video. Bye guys.